So you're tapping into our Italian heritage.
Guys, wild. All the guys look like they could be related to us. They all look like our cousins. Dude, they're all built like me. They all have our skin color. It's wild, bro. One guy was like, comes up and he goes, "Hey, are you Italian?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I could tell right away."
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Brotherly Love Pod. We are here, and you are here, hopefully, with us. And we're
wearing similar colored T-shirts.
Andy and I didn't plan this. Matt's almost in a hue of kind of grayish blue, too.
Even from across the other side of the world, we still sync up.
That's so crazy.
Amazing, guys.
Yeah, we were just saying this is the
I
first
was
time.
going to wear my Italian flag outfit, but...
Okay, that would be a little much, don't you think?
Yeah.
It's like, anyway, but we were just saying, I've zoomed in to the pod, but Matt's never zoomed in. He's always been here, but he's abroad. He's traveling abroad doing God knows what, but he's over there. And we were just
on the lam.
Yeah, Matt's actually in, well, Matt, you want to say where you are?
Absolutely. Mi fratelli from Italiano. I'm here in Sardinia, folks, and it is, let me tell you something, guys.
Wait, Sardinia what? Because people might not know what that means. Like
Sardinia is the main the largest island off the coast of Italy, and it is Italian.
Right.
It is right now.
So you're tapping into our Italian heritage.
That's why I wanted to zoom in and do this. Yes, and there's so much I got to tell you guys about this experience. I can't wait.
Well, we can't either. And I was just saying before we went on, and maybe we were recording, I don't know, but I was saying that I just was listening to this doctor that I follow, and he said one of the best protein bars ever that you can have is the hard Parmesan Reggiano, like the hard cheese. Because he said it's got 26 grams of protein per, and I forget the ounces, but it's like a standard protein bar size, the same basically standard size, 26 grams of protein, dude, full of minerals, probiotics, no whey, no fillers, no garbage. He said it's like a tremendous protein bar to have.
I mean, Joe, I've been eating blocks of Parmesan Reggiano my whole life.
We all have been eating that. We crush Parmesan, hard Parmesan, grated Parmesan. We've been crushing that for years. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, since we're kids.
So you're in Sardinia, right?
Yes, I'm in Sardinia. This is not just a joyride. I wish it was. I'm here for work. Nice. But it's such a phenomenal place, guys. First off, I just want to say it's one of 5 blue zones in the world. And a blue zone is a place
tell
where
us what a blue zone is. Yeah.
The average life expectancy is over 100 years old.
Wow.
Centillions or whatever? Centarians?
Yes. People here are
centillions because of Matt,
in incredible shape physically and mentally. And that's the really astounding thing about it. Everything from the architecture, guys, you would flip out. All that incredible marble and granite and stone that would cost an absolute fortune is literally laying on the sides of the roads here. All the buildings are built of it. Everything. You walk into a hotel and there's literally a giant 8x10 raw block of granite that I don't even know what it would cost, to get something like that's literally like the Getty Center everywhere.
The question is, have you seen any giant blocks of Parmesan cheese?
Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started, guys. First off,
wait, hold on before quickly. Do you want to take off your glasses? Because I see a terrible ring light reflection in them.
You mean that?
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
You look better.
I just like really see you guys. If my eyes start doing something funky, just let everybody know the reason as to why it's doing something funky. But guys, when I say every restaurant is Il Balcone here.
Oh, come on.
No. Joe, every single restaurant is Il Balcone here. When you order Pomodoro, they bring it out. First of all, the pasta noodles, they literally make them.
Right, of course.
Put them in the water, bring it out, and pour the Pomodoro over. Joe, I can't even. Guys, I took a pasta making lesson from a 5th generation Sardinian pasta maker. Joe, I don't even know what to say. All I can say is, guys, I was gluten intolerant in the U.S. All I've eaten here is bread, pasta, pizza, And when you go to dinner, there's no plastic. There's no plastic.
Right.
They bring a giant bottle of aquapana. They sit it on your table. You pour the water. They bring olive oil and balsamic vinegar and a big block of Reggiano.
Oh, come on.
Joe, every salad you order, there is no salad dressing. That's the way that they eat. They'll bring like a fresh bowl of greens with, shaved cucumber and shaved carrot and no dressing. You put the olive oil, the balsamic, and you grate your own Reggiano over it. Guys, you would flip out. The bread on the table, I wanted to show you this, is all this stuff. Like, it's all this incredibly thin, watery.
It reminds me, remember when Il Bacconi would have that plume of bread and we cup it open and it would flatten to almost nothing. Remember that?
Joe, I can't go on enough about the lifestyle here. Everybody greets you with a hug and a kiss. They treat you like family, just off the street.
Remember the family kissing in SNL? Hey, how are you?
Yes.
Welcome to the house.
Oh, yeah.
Then they just start overly making out, and remember the girlfriend was like, what?
Yeah, it's a lot.
His family. Anyway, just kidding.
Kind of everybody's family. You walk into a restaurant, it's literally like you're greeted like as if you've been going there for your whole life. And it's genuine. I've had so many incredible conversations about the land and the soil and the products, which, by the way, are all local and all ancient grains, because Italy, they barred any of the manufacturers from coming in and having any of those foods sold here. All the grains are ancient grains, and they're milled in the fields on the hills.
That's
the
so
cattle,
amazing.
The goats. It's all local, bro. Nothing. The eggs, there is nothing that comes from anywhere but the land here, and it's all organic, all natural. And here's what I love about it more than anything. It makes it a little difficult to work here because from 2 to 7, everybody on Sardinia prioritizes their mental well-being.
Okay.
Everything closes. Everybody goes home, goes to the beaches, goes and does their own thing. Nobody wants to work at all from 2 to 7. So if you skip lunch, forget it. Unless you go to the market and make something for yourself, nothing is open. And it's just, at first I was like, wow, this is tough to work on. But as I've sort of gotten into the pace and understanding it, it's just that they go home and they spend the afternoon with their families, dude. Wow. And you wonder why these people are living to 100. And yet they're still drinking and smoking. But it's that, I think what it is, and what I've really come to realize, it's the comorbidity. It's the stress. It's the bad food. Then you add cigarettes and alcohol on top of that.
Right.
You're not living a very long life. You're going to be very unhealthy, physically and mentally. Yeah. And it's just, it's such an amazing lifestyle here. I just can't say enough. It's blowing my mind at how, once you get to really immerse yourself here, you quickly understand why people live to 100. It's the community aspect. Everybody is very accepting and loving of each other. That stress is gone. Like, in LA, you wave to people and they're like, yeah. You wave to people here, they're like, hey, do you need help? What do you need? Yes. And I'm just like, no, I'm just waving hello.
What? No, get away from me. I was just saying hello.
Yes, I love you. Hey, I was saying
hello. You come to my house for lunch. What? Yeah. No, meet my family. Wait.
You have no idea how accepting it is, guys. It's like, and guys, wild. Everybody looks like all the guys look like they could be related to us. They all look like our cousins. They're all the same height.
Hey!
They're all built like me. They all have our skin color. It's wild, bro. It is wild. It's so obvious being down here that we're Italian. Even though some of the guys would come to me, like one guy was like, I swear, Joe, he looked like our cousin Paul.
Okay.
He comes up and he goes, hey, are you Italian? And I was like, yeah. He was like, I could tell right away. Like they all have our face shape. It's wild, man. It's wild.
That is so cool. Do you know how many people actually live in Sardinia? Like, what's the population?
Yeah, just over 1 million. And it's a large island, a very large island, but just over 1 million. So the history is wild. It's basically a handful of families that own the entire island.
Wow.
Yep. And it's mostly the grandmothers, the nonas, the women who have held on to the land here. And it's definitely a matriarchal, not a patriarchal like you would think with the mafia and all that. It's not. It's mostly matriarchal. You got a lot of these grandmothers and great grandmothers who have passed these cooking techniques and the land down to their family. Bro, it's crazy. I can't even get started. I mean, perfect example, right off the coast, I'm on a spot called Porto Rotondo.
Porto Rotondo. Okay.
Right in the marina, right off of where I'm at right now, Michael Jordan's got his boat.
Come on.
Nope, Michael Jordan's right there, and Jeff Bezos is right there.
Wow.
That's how spectacular, because when it comes to food, like you can look it up online, Americans are not really, I've not run into any other Americans here. This is very, Americans don't know about this place. They know about the Greek islands. And to be honest, I personally feel like this beats it. Maybe if you want to do like like the clubbing, maybe go to the Greek islands. But if you want the true blue zone experience,
yeah,
Sardinia is the place.
If you want to go dance,
they park their boats out here,
yeah,
and they come onto the island to eat, because the food, it's literally the best in the world. You can research it; it's known. It tops everything, even mainland Italy, because it's still so pure. The land is so pure. The way things grow here, you got literally the vine ripened tomatoes just all over the sides of the roads.
Wow.
I mean, it's everything's farmscaping. Like, I'm looking out my window right now, and all the plants that are lining the hotel, there's like mandarins and all these citruses and tomatoes and lettuces. And it's just the way they've planted the grounds of the hotel. It's absolutely spectacular in that regard.
Are there a lot of resorts there?
So no, not that many. No, not that many. There's a couple of classic ones. They have a lot of zoning and building. Have to get something built here is really hard, especially if it's near the sea or looking over the sea. And a lot of the land is still, like I said, it's all family owned. And these people are, grazing their cattle, grazing their sheep, and growing their crops. And they don't want resorts really on them. So the purity of the land I've never experienced anything like it. And it's set me off now on a journey where I am definitely going to go and try to map and try to go to every single blue zone now, because it really is. It's like you've gone to that world that we wish we talk about we could create with our friends and family, where we grow and stuff. It's a giant island just of that. It's wild.
That's amazing.
I'm starving right now.
I want some pomodoro
Me
so
too.
bad right
I'm
now.
so hungry.
And some cheese. But I gotta,
I can't, guys, the pasta. Oh my gosh.
I was gonna ask you something. So what's the weather like there?
Very Mediterranean. It's very, very warm right now.
Really?
So the temperature is very much like LA. You get 90 to 100 degrees right now, except they have more humidity. The humidity's at like 80%.
Okay.
And in the winter, you get the same kind of climate you would in LA, which is like that, 40 to 50 at night, 60 to 70 during the day. But you have this humidity and you have this pure soil that LA doesn't have. So it really lends itself to growing.
Has it rained there yet since you've been there?
No, not more than a drizzle.
Really?
Nope.
Wow.
It's been pretty much beautiful every day.
How far off the coast of the mainland Italy is it?
It's right off the coast from Rome, not very far. You got Naples, you got Rome right here. I'd say it's about a 45-minute to an hour flight max.
Wow.
Maybe even less. Yeah.
Do they have movie theaters and stuff there or anything like that, or no?
I have not seen them. No, I don't think so. They don't. That's not the kind of culture here.
Right. I understand. I was just curious. Do they have like a downtown area?
A movie theater?
Shopping area? Anything like that?
Well, the markets, guys. You know how we talk about you go around the outside of the market and you stay away from the middle?
Yeah.
Every market on the island is the outside, and it's all fresh delis with people literally the neighbors bringing the stuff to the markets, bro.
That's so crazy.
But wait, there isn't a movie theater on the island?
Or a shopping place? Like
I don't
where
think.
do you where do you buy
no.
cool
There's some
Italian
incredible
goods?
shopping. There's some incredible shopping, guys. Don't let it fool you in that way. Some of the stores here, I mean, like all the stuff I'm wearing right. I've fallen in love with linens, boys.
Oh, linen's the best, dude.
Dude, all I wear now is linen. I'm like, I'm head to toe in linen.
What are you wearing?
It's the
What are you
most
wearing on your
incredible-
pants? Do you have shorts or pants on? What are you wearing?
Shorts, linen. I got blue linen. Look, it's like a whole matching blue linen outfit that I got here. It's amazing.
You better
Ridiculous.
bring back something for us.
Dude, that's another thing, guys. All the guys, the fashion, bro. Dude, there's these. We needed to. I don't want to rag on him. We need to get Tony Horton over here. Okay? All these guys in their 60s, ripped, wearing like the cutoff, almost like linen stuff, tanned. Dude. I
Well,
mean,
wait,
bro.
You know I love fashion. I mean, can you?
Oh,
bring
you
us
would
something
die,
back?
Joe. Joe, you would die. You would
die.
absolutely die, bro, because it's not like the fashion is like that, like classy, classic Italian. It's like, dude, all the linens. I'm not kidding. Like this one, I wish I would have gone up to this guy. He's like literally got to be mid 60s. He's got his hair in a
175 years
bun.
old.
He's got all like this incredible jewelry. He's absolutely ripped. And he's got the shirt that's cut off here that makes that like V.
It's called
He's
the
got
cap
linen
sleeve.
flowing pants.
Cap sleeve. Yeah.
Dude.
It's a cap sleeve. When the sleeve comes to here, it's a cap sleeve.
Dude,
like that.
yes. It almost looks like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it. He's like,
It's like that. It's like that. Yep.
dude, they have their ties end at an angle, like right here. So their neckties are like this. And then they're like, almost like as if somebody cut them off right here.
Cool.
It's a cool, dude, they have suits with the same thing, dude. And then they have like a suit that cuts off here. And then they have like a white sleeve on their arm. I've never seen it before. It's a cool suit I've ever seen.
Have you seen a Ferrari there? Have you seen a Ferrari there?
No. Only time they only allow a few cars and they're tiny and you know.
Really?
No. Yeah, no. Again.
Well, motorcycles.
I was surprised. I actually saw a Tesla. They're
Motorcycles?
Again, they're all about like everything's about using as little as possible. Everything's glass, bro. There's no, like I said, there's no plastic. None. There's no plastic, bro.
What
You don't
about
see it.
motorcycles?
No, Vespas. That's it.
Wow. And you saw a Tesla there? That's so funny.
Small mini cars or battery operated vehicles. That's
No
pretty much what I've
hogs?
seen.
No Harleys?
No.
Here comes the American.
In fact, to be honest, I have not heard one engine rev on this entire trip. Not one.
I guess
not
good.
not a bike rev, not an engine rev.
That's
Everything is about like you walk outside, you see the Milky Way and the stars. There's no light pollution. All you hear is nature. You hear the frogs, the birds, the night kestrels, and the ocean. And even when you go inland, I mean, it gets even more remote. You know, I'm in a nice beach town in essence, and when I say other than you hear, because Italy, you know, they eat till like midnight, you'll hear people walking home and enjoying themselves. Everybody walks, bro. The walk that I take to dinner, it's like something out of a Ridley Scott film. Like it's it's all marbles and beautiful bougainvillea vines and vine ripened tomatoes and
Pedro
oranges
Pascal
and
is there
lemons.
pointing the way.
And you're walking down through these little archway corridors, and there's a restaurant that's better than Il Balcone right there, and there's another one over there that's even better than Il Balcone. And bro, it's mind blowing when it comes to
that. Doesn't even seem
culture,
possible, bro. It
Italian
doesn't even
food.
seem possible.
Have you gone swimming?
Yeah, I went in the Mediterranean. You kidding? Of course. One of the first things I did, you know me, and I just jumped in the ocean. It's unbelievable. Crystal clear, but it's like it's weird because it's the Mediterranean. It's not like the Caribbean or something. So it's not like coral reefy. It's like granite boulder. It's almost looked like you would think of like a crystal clear lake, but it's the ocean. Those big boulders and like white sand, but big boulders, and it's all very rocky and granite, and incredible.
Is it cold or warm?
No, I mean at this time of year it's warm. I'm sure it gets cooler in the winter, you know, but at this time of year it's great, man. It's really good.
Is there any marine life?
Oh yeah, all sorts of marine life. The water is very, very clean here. Very, very clean.
Are there
all
lizards and stuff there? No,
all the
it's not
fish
like
locally caught.
there's nothing like tropical, right? There's no lizards or anything like that, right?
Not true. No, man, are you kidding? There's all sorts of lizards and geckos and
Geckos?
dude, tortoises. I didn't even tell you. They have the hingeback tortoise, the Greek
Ah, the
tortoise,
hingeback.
and the Herman tortoise. I've caught all three. Well, not caught. I just, got to spend some time with all three. Dude, all three of them.
I mean,
And
I'm going. I didn't catch.
I've captured all three. I mean, played with all three of them.
So
Kidding, no.
here's the crazy thing. The Hermans and the Greek tortoises, they're highly, highly endangered because they make such a good pet that the Greek islands are pretty much, there's no more left. So there's still these populations in Sardinia. And I sent an email because me with the International Iguana Foundation. Well, they took me to the a tortoise and turtle conservatory in Ojai. And I made, connections with these people and I sent them pictures. They are sending a team out here to study them because of these populations are so isolated and so rare and so endangered. Wow. So actually, I'm sort of lending myself to being like a citizen science to help the tortoise populations. It's so cool, dude. So cool.
That is.
And the Moorish gecko, coolest wall gecko ever. They almost look like little dragons. They have these little bumpy skins. Oh man, I've just every night I'm out there looking for the geckos, and it's amazing. Yeah,
I got a buddy that I work out with that his family's from there, and that's where he wants. Maybe his family's from anyway. That's where he wants to live. He's been there a bunch. He says it's like the best place in the world. His plan is to buy a house and retire there. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the problem is I was researching it, and because it's all family owned, and because it's all really designated strictly to that, it's nearly impossible to get a hold of the land, and if you can, it's beyond expensive. It makes Beverly Hills look, small. Yeah. So it's really expensive, unfortunately.
Is there
but here's the thing about it. Up until the 60s, there was nothing on this island but 5 families. They grew the tomatoes for the pasta sauces, had the sheep and the beef that supplied Italy with their sheep and beef, the cheese makers and the pasta makers. That's all that was on the island. And then some prince, I don't know who, but some prince was flying over the island in the 70s and was like, wait a minute. This is literally the nicest water in all the Mediterranean. It makes the Greek islands look kind of not as nice. And so he started the movement to opening up and going to the families and asking if they would sell parts of their land, and started opening up to people coming over from Italy to actually vacation. And it's more like almost like the Hamptons of Italy. And that's the way it kind of started. It was just these kind of like where the Italians would come to spend their, couple of weeks off in the summer. And then slowly the French and the Europeans started to realize, wow, this really is something spectacular. And so they started coming down here as well. And I don't know, I don't know if Americans will ever sort of, it's not easy to get here. It's a very long trip. It was actually easier to get to Kenya, Andy, than it was here.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, just because, maybe also when I went to Kenya, the flights, it was before COVID and the flights were a little easier. But now, all the connections I had to connect through. So I went from LA to DC to Heathrow to Olbia and then drove into Puerto Rotondo. But that was like a 37 hour trip.
Well, Matt, it's 4th of July here, as I know, being an American. But what's
do they sell it? I mean, well, yeah.
Do they have it's so interesting because it's really cool to see to be back into our roots,
Yeah, man.
Because you don't feel it really here too much, I
don't feel it at all.
It's so funny,
and
the Italian culture here in the US, I think, was largely
Americanized.
It was Americanized by film. The narrative was basically like the mob. Like when you think Italian, you think the mob here in the States, right? It's all that, and it's a lot of East Coast, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's we've always felt drawn toward Italian culture and food and style, and
and Martin Scorsese movies.
That's the mob.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. I literally Goodfellas,
black town cars with big trunks. It's a necessity in our family.
Here's the funny thing. the mafia has been, wiped out in the U.S., but there are some still very, very powerful mafia family here.
Oh,
That
for
still
sure.
happens here.
Yeah.
They still are in power here. So
All of a sudden, these guys just bust in the
you
room
do
and
see
drag
that
Matt out.
too. But it's wild because you'll see like clearly a mafia family just sitting next to a family from France who's, here for vacation.
That's so crazy, bro. That's so crazy.
And dude, the boats, guys, I've never seen boats like these. Well, Michael Jordan's boat is he has a helicopter and he just takes it, he goes to the restaurant and goes to his boat.
Oh my God.
Bezos does the same thing. But the boats, guys, the speedboats, Andy, you would freak out. Now that's where they get their adrenaline here, bro.
Right.
It's the speedboats, it's the jet skis, it's all water activity where they use the power and the speed. Just not on the land here. Most people walk, honestly. It's a walking place. Like you'll have a car because it's a big island. You need to get from township to township. But once you're in a township, most people don't drive their cars around. You see most people walking. Another reason why they're so fit. They're just so fit, guys. All they do is, I'm not kidding, pasta, breads, pizzas, fish, you'll get some meats, like some red meats. Chicken's almost non-existent on this island. Like it's hard to get like egg dishes in the morning. Like you can order it, but like it's not, they're like, oh, you want eggs? And you're like, yeah. And you have to you'll get scrambled eggs and it'll be like, literally like they might have scrambled it on the grill for a minute. It's so wet. You're like, it's like soup. I don't know if I can eat this. But so they just don't eat eggs the way we eat eggs at all.
What do they have for breakfast?
Bolognese.
No, I mean, it's mostly like fish, breads. They do have yogurt.
Fish.
The Greek yogurt. I mean, dude, the yogurt bowls here are next
fish
level,
for
man.
breakfast?
And all fresh fruits and in the yogurt bowl. And fruits I've never seen before. These tiny little, like red berries and all these berries I've never seen before that grow here that they put in these things. And so the yogurt bowls are big. And, but yeah, it's mostly like breads, dude. Like they use like croissants or the Italian breads,
coffees,
with butter and jam, the yogurt bowls. But that's what I mean. Like, so you're having yogurt bowls and breads and stuff in the morning. You're literally having lunch is nothing like it is in America. It's pretty much a light version of dinner. It's like you'll have your fishes and your pastas, and then you go for dinner and it's like a heavy pasta and a heavy pizza and a big piece of red meat, or they'll bring the whole fish to the table,
right?
All encrusted in salt,
or something.
Bronzino.
And they bring out like a tray, a huge like on wheels, and the person will they call them colleagues. They're like, my colleague will prepare the fish for you. And they crack open all the salt off of it and they fillet it and they take all the bones out. They put all the meat on the plate for you. And then they take the fresh veggies and then put on your plate with cheese and olive oil. And the olive oil is pressed right here. There's literally, you'll drive around. I saw one, I guess you would call it a nursery. And there's like, I'm not kidding, Joe. There's like, 40-year-old olive trees in giant like terracotta things, like with trunks this thick, and that's what they're selling to,
crazy
people who like resorts or restaurants so that they could press their own olive oil.
It's a single orchard olive oil farms over there, it's all single orchard stuff. The coffee single orchard, that's the key. Here in the United States, you have to seek out single orchard olive oil.
It's all mixtured of,
There's a very few places to buy it. It's usually imported, believe it or not, from Italy. Yep. So, but I always try to look out for that as I made myself aware these last couple of years, like single orchard coffee, single orchard olive oil, single orchard anything, because so many times here in the United States, even if they say like it's organic, it comes from like
a bunch of garbage,
different places all over
Thrown
the you don't know what it is.
There's a pizza at Trader Joe's that they import from Italy, and it's actually really good. It's a really good pizza.
I only get the pastas that are imported from Italy. I only buy the pastas that are imported from Italy. And I was reading, it's funny, and I'm sure you know this too, but that Sardinia's history is extensive, right? And it's marked by various periods of rule and like cultural influence and stuff, but it wasn't founded in a single definitive moment. You know that island's been populated since the prehistoric times. They found remains of early human settlements dating back to the Paleolithic period. Okay.
Yep, it's crazy, dude.
Right?
It's
It's
crazy.
gone, and it's gone through many versions of rule, which I know you probably are aware of, but like the Romans ruled it and stuff, but it wasn't until then it was the Kingdom of Sardinia, right? Which was the House of Savoy eventually gained control of the Kingdom of Sardinia, which included Sardinia and Piedmont in 1720. But Sardinia was formally ceded to the Duke of Savoy in exchange for Sicily. So he gave Sicily to the mainland, and they gave him the island, okay? Yep. And the Kingdom of Sardinia actually played a crucial role in the unification of all of Italy, but it wasn't until 1861 that Italy unified and became like a whole country. And then Sardinia was adopted into that. That's how recent.
It is very recent. And when I say like, it's very like virgin land, guys, I mean, it's untapped. It's like as if you've gone back in time when it comes to the land here. It's so pure. You just have to experience it to understand what I'm saying.
They're saying the first traces.
I didn't even know, and I'm a nature guy. I didn't even know how pure this land was.
Yeah, the first trace of human life were 600,000 years ago. First traces of human life on the island. And that the island, they estimate, has been there 70 million years. The island.
Wow.
Well, I can tell you this.
What's that rock, huh?
They do consider themselves, Sardinians, consider themselves their own thing, and they have their own dialect. It's a little different than mainland Italy. Like it's as if like they equate it as like when you go down south in the U.S. and you got a southern drawl.
So
that's what so the Sardinians have a little bit of a different drawl, and even Italians from mainland have to go, wait, what was that word? You know, because it's a little different.
What's the topography? What is it made of? Because if it's been around that long and it's an island, right? It's got to be something.
It's where Italy gets a lot of its granite.
Yeah, that makes sense because that would withstand the elements for such a long time.
Granite islands are islands that have broken off from mainland continental versus volcanic that have erupted out of the ocean and created by volcanic forces.
Yeah.
So it's a granite island. So yes, Joe, is what you're saying is that's why it's so ancient here. And that's why the soil is so ancient here, is because it broke off probably from mainland Africa, dude, like a long time ago.
They're saying it emerged from the waters about 500 million years ago. But anyway, Sardinia, apparently the research says the traces were left back. Yeah, the Paleolithic period organizations, and that during the Neolithic period, that it usually dated starting back from 6000 BC, man invented some new ways of developing agriculture. And there was a lot of experimentation with very new techniques of agriculture. And Sardinia was the testing ground for a lot of these, which is probably why it developed into these 5 main or whatever families that just started to master class agriculture and how to do it. It's crazy.
What's the at your hotel? Do you have any is there room service? Movies on demand?
There is, but it's very different from what you would experience. And like I said, if you're coming here on vacation, I highly suggest it and you get into the flow of things, because once you get into the flow of it, your body adjusts. But working, it was difficult the first week. I was starving all the time. 1, 2, because even if you eat a giant bowl of pasta, you're hungry an hour later because it's so fresh. It just easily, your body just breaks it down and it's gone, guys. I can't explain it. I've lost weight since I've been here. And all I'm eating is pizza and pasta. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
they hope that more nations are going to follow suit with the way that they treat their food and their land, you know?
Sardinia used to be a Spain territory, but apparently I was just reading that in a war, the Sards invaded Sicily, that the expedition failed. And as a treaty, right? So that I guess the Italians or the Romans at the time didn't respond fiercely. They gave them the island that was off the coast of their land.
Yeah. Well, when you look at it too, so you got the Mediterranean is this kind of this bowl, right?
Yeah.
And you got Africa on the bottom, and you got Europe on the top, and you got Italy coming down, and right smack in the middle is Sardinia. So it's very centrally located to literally all of Europe, all of Africa. So I'm sure there are things that have gone down on this island throughout the history that probably never made in the books that were probably some of the most epic things you could ever imagine, you know? I mean, the
Yeah.
Romans and literally gladiator time, like it's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
The
But you feel
capital,
it. You
the
feel it
capital
when
there
you're
is
walking around. You feel the ancient
the capital there is Cagliari.
Cagliari,
Cagliari.
yep. And you fly
Cagliari.
into the place called Olbia, and I'm in a place called Porto Rotondo.
Porto Rotondo. You know, the bombing of Cagliari was a series of attacks by the United States Army Air Force and the Royal Air Force on the Italian city of Cagliari during the World War II.
I didn't know that.
I guess you had Mussolini, who was, in that trifecta, that axis of evil, right, with Hitler and all these guys and trying to take over everything. And yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah,
Wow.
well, because I do know the Germans came in through Italy. That's for sure.
Everybody came in, yeah.
At that time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, man. What time? You said something about it because you're 9 hours ahead of us, right?
9 hours ahead. Yeah.
And you said
So
something
it
about the
is.
sun.
The sun is just setting,
Wow.
and I just got
Wow.
off. I got off work about 2 hours ago, and sun's setting now, and it's wild. The days go so fast here too. It's weird. They go much faster here than they do in LA. It's really strange. I don't know how to explain it. Again, it's the way that
LA.
the way that it's the where it's located on the earth. It's very different. It's very, very different.
The way LA is now, you wish the days would go by quicker, but they somehow drag on. What are there a lot of pets there? Do people have pets?
Oh my gosh, dogs are allowed everywhere.
everywhere. Okay.
I'll tell you, I was walking. We have this one restaurant that has become like my favorite.
Like your local haunt.
My local haunt. It's where I go, after work. It's where I go all the time now. And I'm walking by, and it's right on the marina, on the water, and there's like these boardwalks, and you walk all around. There's all these boats, and I'm walking by back home from work the other night, and there's two German shepherds sitting in the booth, and this is a nice restaurant, sitting in the booth with with the family.
Wow.
So when I say like there's dogs, there's even a dog. There's a dog snack ice cream shop on the boardwalk. That just lets you know how much they have brought the dogs into their lives as family. Even more. You think LA? You think LA is good with like they love their dogs? Nope. Does not compare to the way dogs are treated here. There's no such thing as kibble here. They don't feed their dogs kibble.
Right.
You go into these dog shops and it's like they have they're shaving like meats and they're making coconut ice cream with berries for dogs. And you're like, wow, they love animals here, dude. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Is there a dog that is sort of
The staple?
yeah, is there like a dog that is representative of the area, or is it more just kind of like a collection of dogs like we have here? Like, do they have larger dogs and smaller dogs? Because you always think Italy, right? You always think Europe. For some reason, I guess because maybe it's so crowded and everything's so sort of compact in these Italian cities, not necessarily Sardinia, but like you think Rome and I always think for some reason like little dogs. I don't think like big dogs are running around, but you're saying German Shepherds, there's a lot of big dogs.
I've seen all types of dogs, a lot of little dogs and a few big dogs. They have an Italian Shepherd, but I haven't seen one here. I was hoping to, but I haven't seen one yet because they're very unique and very rare.
What's the difference?
It's an
They
Italian
wear linen.
Shepherd.
They only wear linen.
And cap sleeves.
Yeah, cap sleeves and linen. These dogs, that's how you can tell the difference. Yep.
Amazing. And of course, classic Italy, stray cats everywhere. Although the stray cats are taken care of so wonderfully. And by the way, Joe, you'll be happy to hear about this. I just read an article in the Italian news how Disney's new hand-drawn animation the first one is about a stray cat in Italy.
No way.
Yes,
They're going back to the Oliver and Company roots, right?
They
I
are,
played a
dude.
cat. I played a cat. Yeah.
They are. They absolutely are.
It's interesting that you said that because obviously Disney trying to figure out this new path forward. And I was reading an article that the path forward is actually a look back. So it's interesting that you say that because one of these experts was saying Disney's path forward to success is actually looking back and re-walking the path they've already walked because they've gotten so far off the path. And it's interesting. Yes, hand-drawn. And I didn't know about the Italian cat. That's brilliant.
That's the first one they're doing.
Yeah, that's crazy because, when I did Oliver and Company as you know the story, but Disney Animation was almost dead. When they brought Katzenberg in, do you remember that? Disney Animation, they didn't know what they were going to do with it. And as a matter of fact, he had lined up Little Mermaid and Aladdin and Lion King and all these movies. But Oliver and Company was the first one they decided to do. It took them 3 years to make it, right? Remember? And then it was the first movie where he brought in like all-star voices beyond voice actors. So Billy Joel, Bette Midler, these big names, Cheech Marin, to try to garner more interest for animation because it had fallen so out of favor, the modern animation. And he said, I'll never forget, he told us the story that if that movie had failed after the fact, because it came out and it was a really big hit. I mean, no animation had ever done anything at the box office in years. That one made like, I don't know, $85-90 million back then when ticket prices were $3. That's a lot of money, you know? So, but, and it paved the way for, they instantly greenlit The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and all Beauty and the Beast, and all these movies that essentially is modern Disney. I mean, without that, and it's so funny because Oliver and Company, which often falls through the cracks a little bit, like there are a lot of fans of it, but it isn't as obviously beloved as the other ones. That's the one that was sort of the linchpin connecting the failures to the successes. Yeah, and it was about a cat. So that's...
Hey, Joe, you know, I've told you this. I think Oliver and Company is some of your best work.
You're a putz. Yeah, thanks.
No,
thanks a lot.
it's true though, dude. I was like,
well, when you voiced that little cat, Joe, you're such a bastard. When we went to,
what year is it?
86.
86, Joe. That was the peak.
You're a putz.
No, but dude, when you took me to see that movie to the premiere, bro, I was blown away, man. Yeah. I mean, that movie had me singing, crying, laughing. Right. I loved Oliver and Company. We
were also huge fans of Huey Lewis.
Oh my god!
Because of Back to the Future, and he had just come out with the record that you and I love, that Dad bought for us, which was Huey Lewis 4, which had Forest for the Trees and Doing It All for My Baby. She's so fine, she's as fine as she could be. Right?
So good,
that song,
dude.
And Jacob's Ladder. Oh my gosh! Anyway,
Ladder.
Woo! Anyway, if you guys are interested in a really great throwback pop rock record, go buy Huey Lewis's 4 F-O-U-R record. Came out in '86. Anyway.
Nobody buys music anymore, bro. They just...
I know. Well, just listen to it, I guess, but whatever. At the end of the day, I was so excited. That was the person I was excited about more than anything, was Huey Lewis. And I was able to go to the studio when I recorded my songs, and I met Huey Lewis, but I also was able to sing, which I didn't even realize how cool it was. I sang with Billy Joel. Like, I sang with Bette Midler.
Awesome.
That is so epic, bro.
Crazy. And that was the year that... Uptown Girl came out, right? 86, when we were making the movie.
Girl,
right.
Living in a small town world. So good.
Yep. Anyway, so I'm in the studio with all these guys, and I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy. And, you know, it took us almost 3 years to make that movie. I think we started like in the winter of 85, and then it was ready by the beginning of 88 and came out, I think in spring of 88 or whenever it came out. But at the end of the day, my voice...
Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think... Yeah. They would kind of start, but then they would reanimate once they got the voices because they wanted to be more like the people who were doing it. So it wasn't just like this cut and dry, we send it away, you put the voice. It was this very collaborative effort between the voice actor and the animators back then.
They actually had pencil drawings. Looked like the old Aha music video. Remember that? Take on me. The pencil drawings. So they had roughly animated pencil drawings of Oliver. I'll never forget this. And when we auditioned for it, I read the sides to the animation. So they were like, okay. So to your point, so what they did was, once they settled on who was going to be the characters, they basically brought us in and they had a scene. And we would have, or a series of scenes, 3-4 scenes. And you're right, we did it in chunks because you came a lot of the time to the studio.
I loved watching it. Yeah, I loved it.
And it was all pencil, really rough. And basically and then they would tweak it depending on my cadence. They would alter the drawings, go back, redo it before they would master it and take it to the cells, the animation cells, which took lots of time. So the whole movie was made that way. The entire movie was made that way. It's incredible, actually. And the crazy part was, and Mom often reminds me of this, that it took so long to make it. And I started it when I was when I was about 9, and it wasn't done till I was almost 12, right? So
Right.
my voice dropped. And
Mhm.
I'll never forget that they wanted my Oliver voice was higher than my actual voice because I was a cat, right? So,
Yeah.
but when it dropped, I could barely hit. I couldn't do that voice. So it was
course.
very challenging. The last 2 or 3 sessions, it was brutal to make it because I had all these horrible, adolescent, like, puberty voice things going on, cracks and whatnot. Anyway, but that's so cool that they're going back to an Italian cat. I can't.
Yep.
I'm thrilled about that. That's
Yeah, they're
awesome,
going back to the
man.
beginning. They probably, Joe, it's still, I think you're probably right about that. They literally like, okay, we're gonna go back to what it started, and really Oliver and Company was the kind of catalyst.
It was for modern Disney
Makes
animation.
sense to me.
100%. It was. Yes.
So,
Yes.
super cool.
Yep. So, okay. So you have fish for lunch, you have yogurt bowls for breakfast, and you have incredible pastas for dinner. Dude, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I love pasta more than anything in the whole world. I know we all do.
Bro, I'm telling you, you can eat it here, and you not only do not gain weight,
Well, that's
you
my
lose
favorite part.
weight. It doesn't make any sense. Everybody's like rail thin here. When I say like rail, I mean I'm like, this is like as thick as the guys are usually here. Like,
Look at this.
And
Oh,
all-
Matt, put your clothes back on. Jesus. No, check this out, guys.
No.
Oh, my gosh. Linen
No, I have.
underwear.
I've
That's
lost-
not
I've
comfortable.
lost weight. I've lost weight.
Have you really?
Yeah,
See,
definitely.
the body's a machine. If it's pure food, the body knows just what to do with it. It's all
my
the
God.
byproducts that is in our food here
Yep.
that messes our metabolisms up.
Yeah, and it's very simple. We actually don't have a gluten problem in the U.S. And I had this conversation with this pasta chef. Basically, what has happened is we've taken our grains and we've made them by genetic modification. We've made them swollen, so that we get a lot more harvest per every crop season.
Yep.
And then on top of that, then we went in and made these giant swollen grains now also not edible to insects. Well, if insects can't digest them now, what makes you think we can?
That's brilliant.
Insects are better at digesting it than we are.
Of course they are.
So
we have so far to go. I don't know. We're so far down the road on all this crap.
you really
It's gonna
are.
take years.
I mean,
It's
to
gonna
be
take
honest,
years.
after feeling the way that I feel here, I'm going to search to see how I can get these products shipped to LA.
Well, you
try
need to do
make
that
as
for
much
all
my
of us.
food
Yeah.
as possible.
Hook us
Dude,
up, man.
We're all talking about it. Like all the crew and everybody, we're all talking about how we're going to be sick for the first 2 weeks we're back in the US.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Our bodies are going to go into
Oh, yeah.
shock.
You might be ill in the stomach, but we'll be happy to see you.
Yeah, we'll be happy
I
when
do
you get
miss
back,
you guys.
bro.
I wish you guys were here so bad. It's not the same. Not the
Yeah,
same.
We
without
miss you.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
animals miss you.
the 4th of July
dude.
misses you, man.
Yeah, man. Happy 4th of July,
Red, white,
everybody.
blue misses you, baby.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss my 4th of July playlist tonight.
Oh, boy.
Ah,
Oh,
bum, bum,
no.
bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum, 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 bum.
Here we go.
76 Jumbos.
Surprised it hasn't been playing through the entire podcast.
I was going to.
Yeah.
I was going to do it, man. I was going to do it. I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. I'm a Yankee Doodle Da. Anyway, dude, can't wait till you get back.
I can't either.
Yeah, thanks for.
Listen, this has been it's been a great experience, but a lot of work. I'm tired. I
Yeah.
miss the animals. I miss you guys. Andy, by the way, thank you, dude, for looking out over the brew. I really appreciate it, man.
And he's been
'Cause
tending to the zoo for you. You got to get your ass back here because we got a lot of rehearsals to do, bro.
I know we got
We
lots
have
to do.
a two-night
Vegas show.
live Brotherly
Yep.
Love Pod extravaganza at the Stratosphere August 15th and 16th.
Tickets in the show description.
Yeah. So you guys, man, people are buying tickets. They're getting ready.
Yeah.
And
What?
the Strat, baby.
What did you say?
I said the Stratosphere, but it's the Strat. It is the Stratosphere, but they call themselves the Strat.
It's cooler than the Stratosphere.
Yeah.
It's
Strat,
the
baby.
Strat.
The Strat is back.
Well, in
Yeah.
Vegas, time is money, and there's not enough time to say stratosphere. It's
Yeah,
too
who
long.
has time to
so
say a sphere?
It's just got to be Strat.
Yeah. There's the sphere, and
Those
then
are
there's the
my
Strat.
guitars are also Strats. That's
Yeah.
the nickname for a Fender Strat.
Strats.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a lot of prep to do, man. A lot of prep to do for that 2-night live extravaganza. And it's just the beginning of a lot of live shows for us. But we're so excited, man. We're going to be taking this pod on the road. Maybe we'll go to Sardinia.
That would be fun. International.
International love.
Everybody, please like and subscribe on our YouTube channel and check out our merch. Link in the show description, as well as our Strat Live Pod Show tickets August 15th and 16th.
Yes, the link to the tickets is on the Brotherly Love Pod IG. It's on our private IGs. It's everywhere. So they're very easy to look up and get, and we hope you do. And we really are looking forward to seeing you there. We have meet and greet packages and a whole bunch of stuff too. We're super excited about it. So anyway, Maddie, we love you, buddy. We'll send you footage of some fireworks tonight.
Yes,
and,
well, I don't think there will be fireworks where I'm at, but enjoy them for me. Enjoy it all over the country, and yes, I just. Yeah, what can I say?
Oh, say, can you see?
Happy 4th of July, everybody, and thank you for joining us here on the Brotherly Love Pod.
We will see you
next
week.
Next week.
All right. Love you, Maddie. We'll talk soon, bud. Love you.
Yes.
All right. Bring home some pasta for us, please, and a little linen, okay?
I'll try. I'll try. I haven't even seen any like packaged pasta. It's all fresh. So I don't know.
Man.
Try. They make it here. Like they just
Uber Eats?
make it.
Uber Eats International? Something like that? Maybe
I'll try.
Uber Eats Linen. Something linen.
Okay, linens. Okay, yeah.
All right? You heard it. He's bringing me something linen. We're going to take a picture and we're going to post it. That's how I got to talk him into it. There it is. I got a new shirt coming. I love new shirts.
Simple things in life.
It is.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on the Brotherly Love Pod.
Please like and subscribe on our YouTube. And check out our online merch store. You can find the link in our show description.
And we will see you
Next week.